It's strange, isn't it? So, speaking of other characters, it turns out that Martin Campbell, who directed Casino Royale, absolutely loved Henry Cavill as James Bond. He thought his audition was brilliant. The only reason they went with Daniel Craig was age. I think at the time, as I remember from the article, Henry Cavill was in his early 20s, about 22, I think, whereas Daniel Craig was a little bit older. And being a commander and the British officer of the Navy, he was too young to play him. But he was very close to getting it. And again, he's still kind of on the cards. But again, it's kind of one of those things that Hollywood just keeps making bad decisions. Like, for example, getting rid of Henry Cavill as Superman. Now, I mean, like I say, I know both of us don't rate, the Snyder universe all that much. Haggie's not here. Sorry, Matt. But he was the perfect Superman. That chiseled jawline, the physique, the presence that he had, he was fantastic at it. To sack him as Superman is just, everybody was just kind of, really? But really? And so seeing him as he seems like the perfect casting for James Bond, but that means he won't get it.
Well, yeah, I was looking back. I mean, Roger Moore, I just got done watching all the Roger Moore ones.
Okay.
And I didn't realize this, that his first movie, he was 45, I think, when he did it. 42. Okay. He was old. And by the time he got to A View of the Kill, I think it was 43 when he did his first James Bond. So he's already well past his 30s. And he got to View of the Kill, he was 58. And it was hilarious because they cast Patrick Macnee with him because Patrick Macnee was 175, so it made Bond look young as his sidekick briefly. But I mean, it was.
How'd you make old. Jack Black? How'd you make Jack Black look thin, standing next to Lizzo?
Yeah, exactly. And so I don't know that age, if it's done right, because now you say, well, he was 58, he's way too old to play James Bond, and then you look at Tom Cruise, he's 60 and he's jumping out of a plane and doing all, and he looks fantastic. So I don't know. I mean, there's no reason to me that they couldn't cast Cavill in the role. But
I think he should.
Will they? I don't know.
I think he should, just to annoy James Gunn. Just sort of like, oh, do you want to come back to Superman? No. Doing James Bond now.
I really like Cavill, but I don't know. He first of all, he's played too many Americans, and I haven't seen enough with his British accent. And he does have an affable quality to him, but James Bond should be a little bit more dangerous. I just don't know if the sexy quips and all that, if he can pull that off quite.
Oh, they're not going to be doing sexy quips anymore. Goodness me, how dare you? We live in 2023. Sexy quips are a thing of the past.
I tell you, I was introduced to James Bond. I was well aware of James Bond when I was a kid and everything, but I didn't really watch any of them. They didn't look like anything I would like. And it wasn't until I was like 17 I finally watched The Living Daylights. It was the first real James Bond I went after, and so Timothy Dalton is kind of my default, like my first impressions of James Bond. And now that I've watched them all, Connery still the best, but Dalton is right up there with him. I think Roger Moore is the worst. And then you get to Pierce Brosnan. Brosnan really brought in, like, Dalton was kind of world weary. He's kind of like, I don't want to do this shit. He did it, but he had added a lot of danger to him, which was great. But he didn't have enough of the charm with the ladies and that kind of stuff. I liked it. I liked that take on it. Moore was just too much of a playboy. He never seemed dangerous to me. And then, but Brosnan, I think he had both. He had the charm and he had the danger. He just had shit movies. GoldenEye was the best, but after that, I mean, they were just shit. So And Craig's Bonds. I really liked Casino Royale. I still really like it. I was like, finally, not this silliness anymore. But now that I've kind of gone through all the Bonds, it's like, we need to bring back a little silly. I think it's too
they've
dour.
Right,
miserable.
Manning, shut up.
What's he saying?
He said, "How do you make NGL look thin? Stand him next to Jupiter." And also, Cavalli's British.
Accurate, but mean.
Cavalli's British.
He's British. I know.
No. Thingy just said it. Sorry. Big Geddes just said it on the thing, but yeah, he is British. Okie doke. Let's move on to that.
Thank you for watching this excerpt from Outpost Frequencies. Tune in live every Sunday at noon Central Time or 6 o'clock UK time. And also, remember to come to lastmovieoutpost.com for all your latest in movie news, streaming news, and everything cool about film. We are the cool news now. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next stream.